Hi, I'm making this video as an individual who stands for the equal money system proposed by a group called Desteni. This group has received much support and is growing in numbers daily as people learn about our current reality and their responsibility within it. The Desteni website offers tools which will empower each who decides to open their mind and apply them so that we may stand together in the face of the atrocity we as humanity have created. Here I'm referring to the horror show we call Earth, we call life. We call the status quo or reality. It's time we opened our eyes and took a good look, because if we don't, we will remain ignorant, ignoring the hell that is being lived out by the world's most vulnerable people, and ignoring the fact that we are experiencing ourselves in comfort and luxury because of the suffering of others. In this video, I would like to discuss how money is both the cause and the solution to most of the world's most atrocious problems. In the interest of saving time, I'm going to narrow down the unbelievably long list of horrors in this world to the child sex trade. Okay, so to begin with this topic, I'd like to read a quote from a retired U.S. school teacher. It reads, and I quote, "On this trip, I have had sex with a 14-year-old girl in Mexico and a 15-year-old girl in Colombia, and I'm helping them financially. If they don't have sex with me, they may not have enough food. If someone has a problem with me doing this, let UNICEF feed them." So here are some facts and statistics to paint a clearer picture of what it is I'm referring to when I'm talking about the child sex trade. Within this trade, children are bought and sold like products by people like brothel owners, for example. These children are often very young, even under 10 years old. One quote from a government website, to which I will provide the address later, is that, quote, "The lives of child prostitutes are often too appalling to confront." These children serve between 2 and 30 clients a week. It's estimated that a child in the sex trade industry is raped between 100 and 1,500 times a year. They live in constant fear, quote, "fear of sadistic acts by clients, fear of being beaten by pimps who control the sex trade, and fear of being apprehended by the police." These children suffer from tuberculosis, exhaustion, infections, physical injuries from violence being inflicted upon them, venereal diseases. They get poor, inadequate, or irregular meals, usually only receive medical treatment when they are seriously or terminally ill, meaning when they are not producing income and need to be fixed to become profitable again. And if they fail to produce enough money, they are severely punished, often through starvation or beatings. 2 to 14% of the GDP of Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines is derived from the sex trade industry. The industry is also present in India, Mexico, and Central America. The most significant societal factor that pushes children into the prostitution is poverty. Many nations with thriving tourism industries are nations that suffer from widespread poverty, resultant from turbulent politics and unstable economies. Poverty often correlates to illiteracy, limited employment opportunities, and bleak financial circumstances for families. Children are lured away from broken homes by people who promise them jobs in a city and then force the children into the sex trade to obtain desperately needed money. Actions by foreign governments may directly or indirectly encourage child sex tourism. National governments in countries which are struggling economically have become increasingly tourist-oriented in their search for profitable sources of income. These governments sometimes turn a blind eye to the sex tourist industry, thus allowing the industry to perpetuate sexual exploitation upon children in order to encourage tourism in their country. These quotes and this information can be found at www.justice.gov. The change to the economic system we are proposing would revalue money entirely, placing its value not in gold or in debt, but in life. In our system, the children would be born into a world where, upon their birth, they would be afforded an account specifically for them with money or credits or whatever name is given to it that can only be spent on the nurturing and care for that child, meaning food, medical attention, education, transportation, and shelter. We also propose a parallel system of luxury goods and services to be bought and sold, where incomes can be earned, where one can be rich or not, but the basic needs of every being will be met. Because a child from a broken home in Thailand or from a poverty-stricken in Mexico, Philippines, or anywhere else is no less valuable than an American, Australian, Canadian, or any other child or adult or being in this world. If these children had a wallet, and in that wallet was money, they could walk out the door and provide for themselves. If their parents had an account covering their basic needs, they would not sell their children to be raped to death by the rich. The main reasons given for the failure of all efforts and attempts to prevent this epidemic from not only existing but prospering is because the laws in the countries themselves are not upheld, as police profit off the industry by protecting the brothels and procuring the children themselves. The governments protect the tourist industry for the much-needed profits and protect that industry from the interference of other governments. What is the common denominator within all this? It's profit and wealth for those who control it, and those who are slaves to it are forced to do it due to poverty. So for those who say that we at Destiny are not forming a causal link between the problems of the world and the current economic system, here is but one example. And really, do we need any more motivation than this? Do we even need to go into starvation, preventable disease, animal abuse, environmental destruction as well? Isn't this enough? So for those who say that the equal money system is not possible, I ask, is the future written? Here we have over 6 billion authors, many of whom are ready for change now. But for those of us who have everything we could possibly need to live with the dignity and self-respect that these children will never know, we are the ones who are stuck behind our own doubt and fears. Doubting this before it's even attempted. This is a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's stopping before you're even able to have a conversation about whether or not it's possible. It's possible. It is possible. What's not possible is continuing on the way we are. That's proven. Pumping more waste and toxin into the environment than it can handle, the very environment we depend on to feed us, this is where we get stuck on the issue of possibility. Bringing children into a world of rape and poverty and abuse, and then expecting them to be our future, this is not possible. So it's easy to think of all the complications and roadblocks that will inevitably present themselves along the way throughout an economic change at a global level. We're not unaware of the amount of work and the mess that will ensue as the economic system is restructured. But while critics are stuck behind these roadblocks, allowing the suffering and abuse to continue, we at Destiny are stating till here no further, we will not stand for this anymore. We are already past the stage of mental blocks, and we're on our way to changing our own lives, learning how to be strong and stable as we are attacked from all sides by a handful of people who are threatening us, calling us names. But we're okay, because we know who we are and what we stand for. Stand with us. Don't get stuck behind roadblocks we haven't even begun to confront yet. We need to take this one step at a time, and the first step is awareness and self-change, and we have already begun to walk this. The technology for this change is already here. It exists. The economists are here. The knowledge and ingenuity is here. It's only been focused thus far on profit by the elite and by us, as we all live in and support the current system. At Destiny, and through our proposal of the equal money system, we too are living within this system. We're not attacking it or revolting against it. We're learning it. We're in school. We're online. We're creating ways to fund our projects legally while at the same time empowering people. The Destiny site has received over 1 million hits. Downloads of our videos are in the thousands each month. People, don't be scared to stand up. Don't be scared to be open about what you stand for. We're on our way to becoming a political force to change this reality. Join us, please. For everything that you know that's going on but are ignoring because you think it doesn't affect you. It is you. It's us. It's all of us, and it's our responsibility to act now. Thank you.